Okay, sekali lagi Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat sejahtera. So today we're gonna do our laboratory for subject sensors. We're gonna implement what you have learned in the previous subject, and instead of also in the current subject, to implement into a software. So I'm gonna ask you to install the software in computer that have microphone, a built-in microphone. So we're gonna use your microphone as a sensor. So the output will be the speakers. I'm not gonna ask you to do it now. Maybe you can do it later. Tapi if you can do it together with me, and then it's okay. Tapi I worry that you're not gonna have enough time or enough instrument untuk control dua-dua. You want to listen to me using one laptop, and then you also want to do your work to another laptop. So I worry that you don't have any enough instrument to do that. But anyway, this lecture gonna be recorded, and then you're gonna review it later whenever you want to do the exercise on the software. Okay, so this software is basically a virtual instrument software called DASY Lab, DASY Lab, DASY Data Acquisition System Laboratories. That is a full name for the DASY Lab. Okay, alright, so I've already taught this short course for DASY Lab a few years back, and also we teach this course about DASY Lab also to the external participant. So you are lucky because you learn this one for free, and UMP already bought this software. Okay, as a reminder, the software that you download, please delete it. Okay, after you install the DASY Lab. I don't want to get any problem with the software. Whenever you download, delete it after you install. Okay, do not keep in your computer, otherwise I worry that it will crash. Okay, because this is involving instrumentation, virtual instrumentation software. This software gonna interact with your computer a lot, so we're gonna avoid any crash to happen. Alright, so we're gonna go to this slide first, okay, before we proceed with the instrumentation. So I'm gonna show you my slide here. So this is a fundamental of the whole system, fundamental of any measurement system, which is we have sensing element, and we have signal conditioning element, and we have signal processing, and then also we have data presentation. So basically, if we look at this signal conditioning element and signal processing element, usually they are together in one unit. Okay, sometimes some modern software, modern tools, they already combine signal conditioning element, signal processing element, and data presentation element in one unit. So the sensing element, the external unit from the whole unit from any measurement tool. Sometimes the sensing element you can buy externally. You can buy different sensor, and then after that you combine with the one other unit, which is the data acquisition unit. It's consisting of software and also the hardware. Okay. In our application, the whole thing is already inside your computer, which is you have a sensor element, which is your microphone as a sensor element. Maybe you need to go to the details on the sensor itself, which is the microphone, how the microphone was built, if you see the conventional microphone, they have a diaphragm and they have a amplifier inside the microphone. But for our case, we're going to use a built-in microphone inside your computer. So it's going to be all electronic based microphone. Okay, it's different construction than usual microphone. The limitation, it also have a quite limitation in terms of the performance. But let's put it aside. So I will just introduce that we need to use a microphone for the sensing element and the signal conditioning element. And signal conditioning elements is your card. I think you have a sound card. Any computer must have sound card, so that then you can use a microphone. And then the signal processing element is the software. Okay, the software is a signal processing element, and it can be sometimes together with the data presentation element. So our DAISY Lab is in the signal processing element and data presentation element. Okay, so we're gonna construct our graphical user interface that can combine with the sensor that we have in the computer. We get at the end of this course, session, a 3-week session, you're gonna build your own instrumentation using microphone and your sound card, your laptop. Okay, right. So ni I'm showing this one in terms of box lah. So we have transducer, the microphone, and we have signal conditioning and signal processing, all these things, including anti-aliasing. I believe you already learned anti-aliasing, amplifier, interrogator, analog to digital, digital filter, scaling. And then we have processing. For example, we have spectrum analysis, spectrum processing, statistical analysis in terms of to this spectrum or to the time trace data signal. We can do a lot of things. We can do a lot of analysis. I believe you already know in the previous lectures, Fourier transform. Okay, what else? Wavelet. I don't know whether you learn or not wavelet. RMS. Okay, RMS. Duration and so on. So many things that you can process whenever the signals come into the software. And then you present it in terms of data presentation, or you can store your data in the drive. Okay, so this is the just introduction on the slide ni. This slide I will give it to you so that you can refer in the future together with this video. Okay, so this is what we're gonna build. We're gonna build a digital signal processing combined with a microphone, and then we're gonna ask you to do some interactive graphical user interface. Okay, I'm gonna skip all these things because it's not unnecessary. Okay, so this is what you're gonna have to understand first. I believe you already know this one. Any signal conditioner or any data acquisition, what they do is they convert the analog signal into digital signal. So what they do is just sample the signal. They sample the analog signal to become a digital signal with certain sampling rates. Okay, and then we need to choose the proper sampling rate for our system. Otherwise, it will not give a good signal or accurate signal. You already know about the aliasing. So I believe if it doesn't choose a proper sampling rate, it will give the aliasing effect. Okay, and also if you not giving the proper amount of sampling rate to the system, we also can miss some information from the signal that we collect. especially we're gonna collect a signal from microphone, which is a fast dynamic signal. It's very dynamic signal, so there is a lot of frequencies inside the sound wave that we capture from the microphone. So we don't want to miss any of the spectrum. We're gonna collect all. Okay, so that's why we need to choose a proper sampling rate. For our case, maybe we can choose the highest sampling rate that available for the microphone. Okay. So next. So I believe you already know this one. So for example, this at my side, this other display. So that's why I'm looking at this way. So the display is same with whatever showing in at my back. Yeah, before I go further, ada tengah install lagi ke?
Tengah install lagi.
Ada yang dah ke? Ada siap install? Belum sir. Tak apalah. Anyway, like I said, maybe you can do it after this session. Just you can refer to this video as soon as this video is available in the YouTube. But I'm gonna choose the unlisted category in the YouTube, which means you only can view this one if you click the special link which is given to you in the WhatsApp group later. Okay, now we're gonna proceed with the slide. So whatever signal that we get, especially dynamic signal, we're gonna sample it into a few sample. Okay, so it will become something like this. So it's very important for us to choose a proper sampling rate. Okay, and also the resolution of the hardware. But basically for the microphone, for this resolution is no, I pointing the wrong way, this way. So this resolution actually is depend on the hardware. It's fixed with the hardware, which is what the hardware I'm talking about is the sound card or the card, because we refer to the microphone. So the sound card has its own resolution. So the higher the resolution, the better. I don't know what the spec for your microphone, but if you use the data acquisition, the normal that we have in the lab, which is we have National Instruments data acquisition, it can be up to 20. It can be up to maybe 12 bit. Okay, 12 bit means now this is a 2 bits. 2 bits mean it cannot represent a proper signal. Although we have a good sampling rate, although we have a high sampling rate, but it cannot give the proper representation of a signal for 2 bit. 2 bit data acquisition, or for our case sound card. But if we have a higher resolution, for example, for example, we have this is 4 bit. 4 bit, 2 power of 4 mean 2 bits. 4 bit. So 4 bit already we can get a good representation of the signal for 4 bit. Can you imagine if we have 12 bit of hardware or data acquisition? So it will give us a very smooth signal. If we have higher than that, like 24, 48 bits, then we have better representation. We can see our signal is very smooth. Okay, but also if we buy higher bits, of course it will increase our the price of the data acquisition. So basically we usually buy according to the spec that we require. So the higher the faster the signal, require higher resolution. But for our case, 12 bit is still okay, because we're not capturing very fast signal, extra ultra fast signal. No, we're not gonna capture that one. We only just sound signal should be okay lah for 12 bit. I mean 10 bit is also okay. Okay, so this is sampling frequency. So you should know how to calculate sampling frequency. I think you already know how to calculate sampling frequency. I remind you. So the sampling period, the distance between 2 points, you can divide by 1 divide by this sampling period. You can have a sampling frequency. Okay. So this is just skip this one. Anti-aliasing you already know in your slide, your lecture, previous lecture. So I'm gonna skip this one. Why I'm showing this? Anti-aliasing is a very big issue. It's very necessary for you to overcome if you purchase data acquisition or you want to build a system. Okay, especially for the virtual instrumentation system, you must make sure that you're gonna eliminate the effect of aliasing. Okay, this is our target. You're gonna have your own laptop and your sensor, which is the microphone that you available in your laptop, or you can buy external microphone, okay, so that you can access to the area that you cannot be accessed by your own laptop. Okay, you put it somewhere further than your laptop. You can put it here, and then you can put your microphone maybe inside a chamber, whatever lah, engine chamber ke whatever, and then you can collect data with your microphone. Okay, just maybe nowadays we have a USB type microphone. As long as you have powerful sound card, and then you can have a good system lah. That's for sound level meter. You want to hear about something, you want to some application, we can evaluate whether that area is full of noise, the noise level is critical or not. We can build a system that can assess the area that we're working at, whether this have a critical noise level or not. So you can build that one. I think today in our session we're gonna saya akan instruct you how to build that one. So at the end of this session, three-week session, you can build your own sound level meter. Okay, so now we go to this the software kita. So software kita ni sebenarnya dia boleh view, dia macam ni. Dia akan ada something like this. Okay, so dia akan ada something like this, something like this one. Ini kita panggil modul. Kita akan susun modul ni. We're gonna put modules like this. For example, this is a signal generator, so it can generate signals. And then you put, after the signal generator, you put digital filter, and then you can put the chart that can view the signal. Okay, and then after that you process the signal. Okay, you process signal into FFT. If you can see this is FFT. So you can drag in the modules to convert the signal into frequency spectrum. Then you can display this one, display the signal. So if you have this kind of module, if you double click the module, it will pop up this display, this window, small window. You can set up, you can give a setup to your module. You can, for example, if you double click this frequency module ni, if you double click, you can choose you want to do Fourier analysis, or you want to do amplitude spectrum, power spectrum, power density spectrum, phase spectrum, and many more lah. Tapi ni ada ni. And then yes, same lah. If you want to do let's say for this one is a digital filter. So digital filter ni you can double click and then you can select what kind of filter that you want to choose. I believe you already learned a lot about filters. Okay, now we have ini window function. Ini window function. Nantilah saya akan terangkan. I will explain further about the window function. But this is when we double click on the window function, it will pop up something like this. You can choose a block size and you can choose a window function. Okay, basically I already explained here about the window function. Okay, so this is actually what window do. It window the signal. Let's say we have a signal like this. We have window signal like this. Okay, what we do is we just capture the whole window. Okay, capture the whole window, and we try to represent again the signal, something like this. So what window do is window try to suppress this area, and this area, so that it will start and end with zero. Start and end with zero. Sama macam ni Kan dia start dengan zero kan. So at the end pun dia akan end dengan zero juga. So the signal akan jadi macam ni lah. So macam ni. So different signal, for example Hamming window. If we do windowing, kita cut dia punya ni signal tu, kita cut signal dia. Kalau kita pilih Hamming, if you choose Hamming window, it will look at this here. There's a big gap here. Okay, so actually it will reduce the amplitude, the final amplitude, the output amplitude, but it will give a good suppression of the signal at the beginning and the end. Okay, kalau if we choose a Hamming window, you can see that the gap here is quite small, so that it will have a good window. It will not decrease the amplitude, the final amplitude. But if you see here, dia macam kurus sikit dia punya body ni. Now it will give a smaller area for the original signal. For example, if you see here, nampak yang first dia punya area yang original signal dah besar sikit quite large. Okay, but if you see here, it's quite smaller area. Sikit bezanya. Tapi again, it will give the proper output of the amplitude. The best way is we want to remain the amplitude at the same as the original. Amplitude dia kan, amplitude dia kita nak remain the same amplitude lah. The best way, I think Blackman window is okay. Tapi still they got a smaller window. So everything have its effect ada sebab-sebab lah kenapa berlaku itu. Okay, this is about window. See, this is what we do. We have a continuous signal. Kita window kan. Kenapa kita nak biarkan dia kosong? Sebab nanti kalau bila kita cut the window, if we join again, now it will have a weird combination here. So that's why if we window the signal, okay, if we combine again, it will completely add on. Okay lah, dia tak ada kata apa, some weird. What happen if we have weird combination like this? This will introduce another frequency, wrong frequency to the signal. Okay, that's why it's very important for us to make sure that it suppress the combination areas here, so that it will not introduce another wrong signal. Okay, that's why we need to have. Tapi the window function is is optional. But if you want to calculate frequency, window function is very important. Okay, If you just want to show the signal, the continuous signal, you don't have to have window function. Window function is very important if you want to want to do frequency analysis. Okay, alright. So let's say we have a signal generator. Okay, yang ni part ni I'm gonna show my Daisy Lab. Okay. Okay, so I turn off this one, I turn on. Okay, now anda boleh lihat saya punya Daisy Lab saya ni. Tak nampak saya punya ni. Okay, nampak. Okay, nampak saya punya. Sekejap. Nampak cursor saya. Okay, saya akan memandang ke belah sini. Sebab saya nampak saya punya view sini. So, apa yang berlaku ialah, so here we have a normal tab. Okay, normal tab yang ada macam biasa, yang ada. Tak nampak Sekejap, saya kena ubah sikit. Sorry. Tak nampak. Oh, dia tak nampak. Tak nampak dalam ni. Tak apalah, actually dekat atas ni, dekat atas pada ni sebenarnya dia ada ni, sebenarnya dia ada apa nama? Dia ada, sorry. Kita boleh ada tab untuk file, edit, modules. Boleh refer dengan dia punya ni. Dia ada apa nama lagi, dia ada lagi view, tools, option, window and many more. Sekejap, saya boleh ni kot. Sekejap, saya cuba. Sama juga. Apalah. So bila kita semua, tapi yang penting ialah dalam area ni lah. So in this area, there's our playground area. Okay. Make sure that you save your layout if you want to start anything. So we have in modules. Dalam modul ni yang akan dalam dia, inside there, we have a lot of function. For example, if I can click this one, so you can open up the module for input and outputs. So if you look here, there's a lot of actually device built in our computer. For example, this one, the Daisy Lab will automatically detect all these instrument ataupun sensor, bukan, boleh katakan sebagai card, data acquisition that available in the computer. Let's say if I connect with the National Instrument software, it will show the it will appear here. NI card. NI stand for National Instrument card. So here, if you want to find our sound card, it is here in the driver. Okay. TDE benda lain. Ni semua benda lain. Ni semua electronic. Tak faham tak ni apa yang ada dalam laptop ni. Tapi if you click the driver here, you can see here there is two things. Always, this is how you check your computer have microphone or not. Also, you see your speaker function or not. So this is analog input is showing the sound card. Oh no, the microphone. You can click and bring it in, and you can bring this one. This is speaker output. But for our application, we doesn't need to have output lah. Basically, the output is the display that we see in the display here. We see display here, and then this is the output that we want to see. We don't want to hear again the sound. Kecuali if you want to get the signal and you want to be a sound engineer, you filter a few spectrum in the signal, and then you want to hear again. Macam penyanyi. So the singer, what they do is they apply a lot of filter, and then the output sound becomes very clear, very smooth, very nice sound to be here. But this one lah kita tak pakai kan, so kita delete lah. Okay, so let's say we have analog input lah, and then so this is the input module. So directly, usually I'm gonna show you output module. So basically, if I want make it smaller, so this is trigger function, mathematics, stateness analysis. This all this signal analysis. Control is also is a signal analysis. Control is the switch, so switch, and then this is display. So if I want to directly display the signal, yes, I'll click the display here. Click the plus signal here. Then you can have all this kind of display element that you want to use to display your signal. For example, usually I'm going to use a YT chart because it's a Y, it's amplitude, and T is a time domain signal. So of course, if you want to capture the real time, the X axis is the time T. So just bring it here like this, so you can have something like this. Okay. Alright, so just connect the input, which is our microphone, and then connect with the chart, YT chart, our apa namanya, output lah, the graph. So how to see? Just simply click here. Where's my, sorry tak nampak pasal ni. Jadi okay, sorry, silap tekan. So so you see here, see these things. If you click this one, click to the restore all, dah nampak kan, dapat dia keluar, restore all windows. Ini restore all window. Click here. Okay, dia akan keluar macam ni. Dia akan, oh tak keluar ni. Dia akan keluar pop up to window. Oh tak keluar dalam window you. Sepatutnya akan keluar, dia akan keluar. Oh, saya kena keluar. So dia tak keluar pula window. Sepatutnya dia akan keluar window, dia akan keluar tu window. Yang akan window tunjukkan dia punya ni. Sekejap saya try tunjuk. Mungkin saya boleh buat macam ni. Okay. Right, okay. So sepatutnya dia keluar window macam ni ya. So this is the window. Okay, besar-besarkan sikit window ni. Okay, saya letak sini. So this is the window yang akan pop up keluar. So you can see. So if you double click to the apa nama YT chart here, you double click it, you can have setup, and then choose auto scale. Okay. Or what you can do is you can click this apa nama ni, punya ni, click access auto scale. Tak keluar. So I'm gonna already choose auto scale. Sorry tak keluar. Tak keluar dalam video saya. Tapi taklah, saya tengok dalam sekejap Dia keluar sini tapi dia tak keluar dalam. Okay, maknanya ni you double click ya. You double click kat sini. You double click ya. Double click ni dia tak, sebenarnya keluar window sebenarnya, tapi mungkin dia tak appear dalam you punya ni, dalam video, dalam you punya ni. Tak apa. Tapi you boleh dapat lah. You akan nampak something like this. Kalau saya boleh tunjukkan, akan keluar macam ni. Okay, keluar macam tu lah. Okay, yang keluar something macam ni lah. Keluar macam ni. So apa kita buat ialah kita klik dekat sini, auto scale ni, auto scale ni. Klik auto scale. Okay, dan klik OK. Okay, so settle. Okay, so then okay, biar macam ni lah. So dan kita run. So what we do is to click run, so you can have a signal. Okay, what happen if you tak klik auto scale? Okay, saya ni atas ni, this is actually the when you run the sensor, this one is just want to stop. Okay, pause. So what happen if I didn't put auto scale? If I enable auto scale, so what happen is dia jadi macam ni lah. Tapi setengah orang suka tengok macam ni. Setengah orang suka tengok yang auto scale. Okay, now this is actually actual signal that captured by my microphone. It capture my voice. So I will test. So okay, see. So it capturing the signal. So now actually dia boleh capture background signal juga lah sebenarnya. Sekarang ni kebetulan saya punya bilik tu tak ada. Saya mengharapkan sebenarnya bunyi generator, bukan bunyi compressor kat sebelah bilik saya ni. I have a very large compressor room just in front of my door. Usually it's very loud sound, but today unfortunately it's not function. So if it function, then we can do some experiment lah to see to eliminate to filter that signal. But anyway, this is the signal that you can capture. Just a simple YT chart and then connect with your microphone. Alright, so let's say we're gonna do some further interesting project with this one. Okay, but sebelum saya pergi pada project tu, saya akan I'm gonna introduce you with the signal generator lah. Because what happen is, if you use a microphone as your sensor, what happen is you will get a lot of saya dengar bunyi bunyi saya punya compressor. Itulah, again sama balik tadi. So if you use microphone, it have a broad band of spectrum. Suara kita ni banyak frekuensi. But I was gonna use a signal generator that can generate specific frequency, so that easy for me to show to demonstrate a few function that have inside the DesiLab. So I'm gonna close this one. How to close? Just click this one. First we need to stop the measurement, then just minimize the window. Just click this one. It will minimize the window, but still have here because I just okay, right. So again, now we have something here. So what I do is I just select all, and then just press the delete button, and then the delete. Right. Now, alright. So apa jadi sekarang ni kita nak buat? So we're gonna use control. Inside the control we have a switch. slider, so many things here, and generator. So I'm going to use generator to generate the signal, a specific signal, so that we can implement the filter. So I'm going to add generator here. Okay, so it will pop up something like this. Okay, you just choose without modulation. Just choose without modulation and press OK. Right, so and get another one, generator. Okay, so this one with modulation. Just press the frequency modulation. Okay, right, so this one can manipulate frequency. So this one fixed signal is just generate a fixed signal. So I double click again. Okay, something, so it will have something like this. So I've done, so I just put this as a Gen 1. So okay, no, setting first. So what we do is I just put the sine, then frequency, I just use a 10 Hz frequency, and then amplitude remain 4 and just remain same. Just change the sine. Okay, sine wave. Okay, so that we click OK. Okay, for this one, okay, double click. So this one I change to Gen 2. Okay, generator 2. So unit same voltage. So see the frequency now is not appear. Why? Because we choose frequency modulation. Frequency modulation mean we can adjust the frequency by using a slider. Now after this we're gonna add slider. Again, this one sine, amplitude remain the same, 4. Okay, so I just OK. Now see, you see generator 1, Gen 1 is only one output here, but generator 2 you have one output and one input. The left side always is the input, the right side is output. So Gen 2 require input, which is the slider that can adjust the frequency. So we're gonna have a slider here, bring it here. Okay, just simply connect both. Alright, so you can have something like this. So double click slider, you can pop up something like this. Saya ubah sekejap. Okay, position sini sikit. Okay, right, so dah keluar macam ni. Saya besarkan sikit lah. Oh, besar sikit. Okay, so keluar macam ni. Okay. So keluar ni. So slider, mungkin saya tukar sikit. Slider Gen. Okay, sorry, saya buat sini frekuensi. Saya tukar nama pada frekuensi. Nanti bila buat latihan ni, you just do by yourself. Frequency. So there's a lot of channels. So one channel involved here. This one do not change anything. Just change the name. Then okay, now minimum value is 0 frequency. So we want to play the slider up to 100 Hz. Okay, so it can slide up to 100 Hz. It can varies the value for frequency. So resolution 100, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, until 100. So if you want to increase the resolution, you can add more resolution, like 1000. It can have a smaller resolution, but for us, I only want to adjust one by one. So one value only 400. So that's our resolution. So you can only just adjust 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Kalau kita buat 1000, it will give 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 sampailah ke 100. So Terpulang lah, it's up to you, but I want to use apalah, I will use 1000 lah to see the effect. So then I click OK. Okay. Alright. Sini dah hujan. Okay. Okay. Now Gen 2 tak perubahan tadi. Okay. Now we display both signal. So we just go to the display. Okay. Ambil Wati chart. So you put it here. You get one more chart. Put it here. So it's good to label this one. Just double click. So you put chart Gen 1. Okay, this one chart Gen 2. Okay, so you can have this one. You boleh connect macam ni je, sambung je dekat-dekat macam ni. You can have, ataupun you just klik sini dan klik sini. Klik sini, klik sini pun boleh. Okay, sesuai elok lah, bagi nampak cantik sikit. Ni saya suka elok. Okay, right. Saya suka if we have something like saya suka susun ikut macam ni, biar sama row, biar sama. Ni saya punya preference lah, saya punya cara. Okay, now if we can, now kalau saya boleh macam ni. Saya ada tidak keluar. Kalau anda boleh try, anda boleh nampak keluar lah. Anda boleh tengok lah, dia keluar, tapi saya tak keluar ni Gen. So dia akan keluar ada 3 window. Kalau kita tekan, kita klik sini, dia akan keluar 3 window. Sekejap saya tunjukkan window-window tu. Okay. Ini satu. Okay. Kecilkan sikit, besar sangat. Okay. Lepas tu dia keluar satu window. Window ni. Okay. Dan satu lagi you keluar slider. Dia keluar slider. Mana? Dia keluar slider. Mana slider saya? Frekuensi. Okay. So dia keluar macam ni So ada sini. So ini yang dia keluar. So we have 3 window available. So let's say we jangan lupa buat auto scale. So kita buat auto scale. Double click to the chart Gen 1. Click auto scale and then click OK. Then double click to chart Gen 2, click auto scale and OK. So make sure it's auto scale. Then just click run. So sorry. Okay, so this is running. So what happened is number 1 appear, okay, and number 2, this one number 2 doesn't appear anything because of the slider showing a 0 here. So now we change the frequency to slide up, see, we slide further, we change 4. Okay, slide up lagi, lagi sampai maksimum 100. Okay, dan resolution dia tinggi lah. Resolution dia about kurang dalam kecil-kecil lah. 0.1. So slow sikit lah kita nak tekan pasal kita buat resolution dia tinggi, 1000 resolution. So bila kita tekan ni slow sikit. slow sikit. That's why the effect of kita nak pilih resolution tu. That's why saya tak suka buat resolution besar-besar, lambat nak turun. Okay, tapi boleh buat macam ni, senang, tarik je kan. So that's what if you would do frequency modulation, if you go back earlier, if you want to change the amplitude, you want to move amplitude up and down, you choose another input which is amplitude modulation. Okay, alright. So now ambil kat sini, saya nak tutup yang ni. Okay, now kita tengok ni. Sekarang ni saya tutup dulu. Okay, apa kita nak buat ialah kita nak we combine those two signal. I want to combine two signal. Okay, what we do is we combine these two signal. Now we add the signal. We go to the mathematics. Okay, we go to the arithmetic, just additional, mathematics and addition. We add two signal to become one signal. So what we do is just put arithmetic here. Oh, tak keluar. Okay. Add one more. So see that bila kita masukkan arithmetic tu, dia akan keluar, dia akan pop up macam ni. Mana saya pun tak keluar. Oh ni, dia akan keluar macam ni. You can see here, this one. So just operation with one channel and one constant. Tak, kita ambil operation with all channels. Operation with all channel. Click OK. Right, so akan appear arithmetic. So what we do is just ambil ni, sambung sini, ambil ni, sambung sini. Okay. Now dapatlah apa kita punya ni arithmetic ni. Okay. Now kita nak buat satu lagi. Kita nak sambung sini. Lepas kita tambah dua ni, kita nak sambung pada output. Kita go pada YT chart, letak sini. Okay, sambung je dia. Okay, again kita double click, kita tukar, kita buat Gen 1 plus Gen 2. Saya suka dia kan, dia senang nak cari. Okay, now we have something like this. So kita boleh budget, kita ada beberapa signal. Kita ada 1, 2, 3 graph and one slider to show. Okay, so kita add one more. Kita capture 7 Gen 1 2. So dia akan ada macam ni lah. Okay, so ini jangan lupa buat auto scale. Don't forget to do auto scale. Banyak sangat kita punya graph. Saya buat auto scale. Double click, then lupa nak buat auto scale. Klik auto scale, ni auto scale. Klik auto scale. klik auto scale je. Penting klik auto scale. Okay, auto scale dan klik OK. Right, so now this one is already auto scale. Now we want to show the result, okay, of the window. So just run. Okay, nampak. So ini ada addition of yang Gen 2 plus Gen 1. So you can have something here. Okay. Okay. Let's say lah saya nak ubah slider. Mana slider saya tadi? Slider saya mana tadi? Okay. Let's say saya slide lah. Saya nak naikkan dia. Nampak. Kan. Saya put maksimum. Ni maksimum ni maknanya 100 Hz tambah dengan berapa Hz tadi yang asal? 10 Hz. Gen 1 10 Hz. Now I add tambah dengan yang Gen 2. Gen 2 ialah sekarang ni kita slide pada 100 Hz. So the result will be something like this. Nampak result dia. Okay. Nampak apa ni? Nampak dia punya ground ni, nampak combination. Tapi kalau saya boleh turunkan sikit, saya kosongkan dia punya signal sini. Dia tinggal 10 Hz lah. So let's say saya nak remain. So saya nak tunjuk yang filter dulu. Saya nak tunjuk dan kita buat sini. Saya buat 50 Saya 100 lah, maksimum 100 Hz. So what we do is I want to filter di 100 Hz. Saya nak filter 100 Hz. And tengok apa effect dia. So saya kecilkan dulu ni. Saya off dulu, tutup dulu dia punya ni. Okay, stop dulu and then I make it smaller. Okay, so okay, apa ni? Alright, so then apa kita buat? Kita nak tambah. Okay, kalau kat sini tengok sini sebenarnya kalau perasan satu yang output ni kita boleh pecah dua. Yang mana ikut suka kita lah. Kita juga boleh buat kita boleh klik kat ni. Kita klik kat ni. Tak keluar lagi. Okay. Keluar macam ni. Tengok ni sini bila saya klik modul Gen 1 plus Gen 2 ni. Modul ni saya bisa klik yang ni. Sorry. Bila saya klik yang ni, saya klik yang modul ni, dia akan keluar dia akan keluar pop-up macam ni. Pop-up ni kita akan buat apa kita buat, dia akan keluar pop-up ni lah. So pop-up ni apa buat? Kita akan tekan copy input. Klik copy input. Okay. So, copy input ni. Klik. Okay. So apa jadi? Dia akan ada satu lagi output kat sini. Okay. Output ni boleh pergi mana-mana lah. So sekarang ni apa kita nak buat? Kita nak hasil ni, yang keluar kat sini lepas tambah 2 ni, nak filter signal. Filter signal ni lah. Okay, ni. Okay, dan kita buat kita go pada sini. Kita go pada control kita tutup control ni. Panjang sangat, besar sangat. Matematik kita kecilkan. Display kita kecilkan. So kita gunakan signal analysis. Klik signal analysis. Go to the filter. Klik, tarik, letak di sini. Tarik itu. Dan kita akan nampak macam ni lah. Sambung je. Okay. Alright. So tampung macam tu. Alright, so then apa jadi? Kita kena set up lah. Tengah setup dia, double klik dia. Dia keluar macam ni. Keluar macam ni, kita buat filter lah. Letak sini filter, senang sikit nampak. Filter. Then kita pilih jenis ni. I don't want to discuss any of it. There's 4 option here. Usually I'm gonna use butterworth filter. Okay. Tapi yang penting ni, low pass or high pass. Alright. So for our case, kita nak filter di 100 Hz. Kita nak remain 10 Hz. Kita nak filter 100 Hz. Apa kita buat? Kita letakkanlah, kita letak low pass ke high pass. High pass mean only the high frequency can pass. Let's say kita set. Kalau kita set low pass, only low frequency can pass. So for this case, kita nak eliminate 100 Hz. It appear to be the higher frequency, so we're gonna low pass. We're gonna allow only low frequency. For our case, let's say we set 50 as the boundary. So that means any signal that below 50 is allowed. So that means low pass. Only low frequency than that is pass. If frequency higher than 50, it will eliminate. So I'm gonna set, because of our signal is 100. So I'm gonna put a filter. Let's say I'm gonna put 100. Okay. And then filter order. This is the how sharp we want to cut the signal. If you put filter order 2, the sharpness of the filtering is very low. So if you put 10, will cut the signal very sharp. Okay. It depends on what we choose. So let's say I want to cut it sharp. So I change to 10. So change to 10. Alright. So press OK. So I want to cut it sharp because I choose 100. Let's say lah, saya buat 99. So from this theory, so say that 100 Hz can pass. Only 99 Hz and below can pass this one. 100 Hz and above is eliminated. Okay, just okay. So I already set up the filter. Now we want to see the output lah, output filter. So just go to the display. Again, verti chart, put it here. It's a good practice to align chart lah. Semua chart kita align sekaligus. Macam tu. It's a good practice lah. Then ni macam arithmetic ni process lah. It's a signal processing and mathematics. So any process I'm gonna put here. Saya put sini. Biar dia so that nampak tersusun sikit. So this is source. So this is the source of the signal. So this is the processing. Okay. So this is the display. Okay, nampak cara dia macam tu. So I put it here. So that it will align with the process. So sambung. So this chart gonna be, saya double click. It's gonna be apa ni? Sorry, dia keluar, dia pening sikit. Terlampau banyak. Sorry. Saya balik. Saya double click dekat chart ni. Okay, double click chart. Saya tukar pada chart. Filter. Again, jangan lupa buat auto scale. Then okay. Now we have something like this. So ada 4 chart yang akan appear bila anda klik kat sini akan keluar 4 chart lah. Tapi dekat saya ni saya tak buat lah, pasal saya memang saya purpose saya nak buka satu je. Tapi dekat you punya software nanti you akan keluar 4 chart. You kena susun lah, susun balik. Sebab saya nak tidak susah video saya nanti. Jadi nanti bila klik ni akan keluar semua 4 chart, ada 4 ni. Tapi sebelum saya tu pergi tu, it's a good practice kalau kita buat macam ni. Saya right click background ni, you right click, you akan keluar satu window macam ni. You akan keluar window, tak keluar situ. Okay, sekali lagi right click sini, dia akan keluar window. Tu nampak, dia tak keluar pula. Okay, sorry keluar ni. Sorry, dia keluar. Pilih colors, background. Okay, double click kat bahagian putih ni, sini kawasan ni, double click, akan keluar satu pop up, and then click edit documentation frame. Dan you boleh buat macam ni. Tak keluar. Sorry. Bukan edit. Double click, you create documentation frame. Okay, klik. Buka macam ni. Bukan. Tak keluar. See, nampak? Dia keluar. Nampak? Okay. Dan buat lagi. Buat macam ni pula. Saya buat create documentation frame. Okay, lepas tu lagi right click, create documentation frame. Okay, right click lagi, create documentation frame. Nampak? Saya dah pecahkan dia ikut 3. So yang ni you boleh double click, you boleh right click, right click je ni, right click je dia. Lepas tu edit documentation frame. You just edit you can add text ke? Text. You double click je. Dia akan keluar tag macam ni. So you pilih sini, dah graph. So saya pilih OK. Nanti dia akan keluar ni, nampak? Dia akan keluar tag atas tu lah, nampak? Graph. So saya sekali lagi saya buat ni, saya double click, dia akan keluar pop up macam ni. Ni saya buat kita panggil processing. OK. Nampak? Ni kita buat signal source. Tahulah, comel. Kita panggil programmer, kita panggil. Kalau nak adjust, kita nampak. Okay, settle tu. Dah buat sini. Okay, now kita buat kita nak tadi kita dah buat ni, kita viewkan signal dia. Kita view all the window. Now kita saya nak tunjuk kat sini mana keluar saya punya ni, filter. Okay, chart filter. Okay, now dia keluar macam ni. Kecilkan sikit. Saya boleh control setting, tapi dalam you punya apa nama, dari you punya view nanti, you akan dapat macam ni lah. You akan dapat banyak window. Tapi sebab saya spesifik, sebab saya nak macam cantikkan saya punya presentation ni, saya pilih satu je. Saya pilih satu je. Okay, now kita run. So ini adalah chart, So ini adalah chart after filter. Okay, so let's say okay, sekarang ni slider dia 100. So tadi kita filter apa? Kita filter 100. Kita filter 99. Tapi kenapa still appear? That mean filtering kita tak sharp. Filtering tak cukup sharp. Mana walaupun kita filter 99 Hz, should be theoretically 100 Hz dia akan eliminate lah kan. Tapi tak cukup. Walaupun kita dah pilih filter order 10, dah very sharp dah, still tak cukup juga. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna reduce little bit. Kita reduce setup balik. Kita reduce balik dia punya ni. Kita stop dulu. Kita reduce balik kita punya ni. Filter ni setup ni kita reduce balik. Kita buka balik dia punya option. Okay, kita reduce, instead of 99 kita buat 80 lah, 80. Tengok jadi tak? Jadi tak 80? Kita try run, tengok macam mana. Sorry, tak appear lah. Nampak? Sorry, yeah. So sekarang ni signal 100 Hz tu dah almost gone. Tapi ada lagi. Maknanya kita letak 80 Hz pun still lagi appear. Tapi it reduce a lot lah. So 80 instead of 100 pun dah besar lah sebenarnya. Tak apa, kita redo lagi. Kita cuba lagi dan kita buat. Kita tengok macam mana. Stop dulu. Okay, kita ketikkan graph. Then kita double click filter ni balik. So kita reducekan dia. Berapa cadangan? 70 lah. 70. Filter order sharp lah. Bagi 10. Okay. Dan kita maksimum besarkan balik semua graph. Keluarkan semua balik. Okay, dan kita run. 70 baru dia hilang. 70 baru dia hilang. Tu pun ada lagi sikit lah. Ada bengkak-bengkak sikit kan. Tapi anyway, there's a reality of digital signal processing. You cannot simply filter very close to the signal that you want to filter. You kena buat lagi satu range. Range yang besar sikit supaya dia boleh filter all. Itu kelemahan filtering is digital processing. So kita kena berfikir macam ni lah. Kalau kita nak filter, you want to filter 100 Hz, do not simply put it 100 Hz. You have to widen your range, filtering range, so that it will completely eliminate the signal that we want to eliminate lah. So this require some experience. Okay, now kita dah successfully eliminate the signal. Cuba tengok kalau kita main slider ni. Tadi kita eliminate apa tadi? Kita buat kita letak 70 as a filter signal. Now kita go to 70. Tengok value here, sorry. Look at the value here, down here. This is 100 Hz here, 100 Hz. Oh, kita lupa tukar Hz tadi. Tak apalah, kita tekan sini. Ni turunkan pada apa tadi? 70 kan. Tekan ni senang sikit. Kita reduce 70, appear balik signal tu. Sebab tadi signal tu hanya allow signal that lower than 70 lah, lower than 70 baru dia appear. Tapi 70 pun dah appear dah. Appear balik signal. So itulah now saya dah demo dengan menggunakan simply ni. Banyak saya dah demo sebenarnya. Cuma kali ni what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna ask you to do, I wanna show. Now kalau you buka software ni, sebenarnya you akan nampak, sekali lagi saya beritahu, you akan nampak banyak window. Whenever you click here, you click ni Maxima window ni, dia akan appear all the windows. So macam saya boleh control what I want to show. Okay, in this video I want only show just slider dengan graph yang saya nak tunjuk. Tapi dekat you punya screen, kalau you buka DesiLab, you will pop up all the windows, all the graph that appear. So susah lah macam ni nak tengok semua which one we want to see. Tapi kalau if you already label the window, you label, and it will appear the name of the chart, so easier for you to find. So I'm gonna teach you to show all these things in what we call a layout. Layout ni very interesting layout lah. Very interesting layout. Now yang ni saya stop dulu. Yang ni. Okay, saya disable, saya buang chat tu. Sorry. Chat saya. Okay. So ini adalah worksheet lah. Ini adalah yang sebelah saya ni. Ini adalah worksheet. Okay. The whole ni paparan worksheet. Yang sebelah sana tu, yang ni. Yang sebelah sini ni, ini ialah module display. Ini adalah worksheet. Sekarang kita nak buat satu layout yang akan combine all the windows, all the important windows yang kita nak tunjuk. Yang ni penting. Okay. Apa kita nak buat ialah kita nak kena buka, tengok ni adalah layout. Ni nampak kecil je dia punya. Tapi kalau saya ni nampak lah. Kalau dalam software dia akan nampak pop-up kecil, nama dia layout. Okay, ni layout. Saya klik here. Okay. Dia akan tanya, sorry, dia tak nampak sangat. Tapi dia akan nampak sekali. Saya klik lagi. Okay, dia akan tanya, nak create layout? Ni nampak soalan. Nak create layout? Klik OK lah. Okay, klik OK. Now it automatically can change into this view. View. Macam nak pulang balik kepada worksheet tadi. Macam nak pulang. So how to return to the worksheet? Just go to here, see here, click here, and then sorry. Go here. Go to the tab window. Kat atas ni ada tab window, and then click worksheet. Tak nampak. Okay. Again, go to tab window kat ni, tab window atas ni. Ni atas ni ada tab window. Kalau nak pergi pada layout balik tadi, klik go to the layout. Dan you akan change the layout. Okay. Now. Okay, ni yang paling suka sebenarnya untuk bab ni. Kita nak buat satu layout yang cantik lah. Okay, lepas ni awak guna dengan menggunakan apa nama, Allah maaf, pakai mikrofon. Dan sekarang saya pakai contoh signal generator. Lepas ni saya akan bagi tu kerja job task untuk hari ni. Okay, untuk buat satu layout yang menarik dengan menggunakan apa saya ajar inilah. Untuk buat setup you punya graphical user interface sendiri. Okay, dalam 2.5 jam lah. Okay, tunjuk. Okay, now kita pergi pada ni, kita tengok layout ni. Okay, apa kita buat lah, kita perhatikan kita ada, mesti ada benda ni. Mesti ada benda ni. Ni yang tadi yang you dah tengok tadi kan? You dah tengok dah ni. You dah tengok dah benda ni. Okay. So tengok benda ni Okay. Ni ialah kita punya benda yang kita perlukan untuk kita nak set up kita punya layout. So yang pertama ni ialah link ni ialah kita panggil link graph. Dia akan link all the graph yang appear dalam kita punya worksheet tadi. So apa itu kita nak buat tu lah, kita nak get all the graph, put it here. Klik dia and then buat je. Berapa banyak graph kita masuk? Saya ada berapa tadi? Kita ada graph gen 1, graph generator 2. Kita ada slider, 3 dah. Kita ada tadi combination between gen 1 and gen 2 before filter, and then kita ada satu graph generator 1 plus generator 2 after filter. Nampak ada 5 display yang kita nak tunjuk. So apa kita buat, kita just link 5 lah. Sambil kita klik sini, kita buat graph satu lagi. Ataupun kita just klik ni, kita copy lah. Dapat. Copy lagi. Dapat 5 lagi. Ada 5 lah. Ada 5 betul. So we have 5 here. Okay. Saya kecilkan ni sebab ni slider kita kecilkan sikit ikut size slider. Lepas tu graph ni kita letak suka hatilah susun macam ni. Ini besar sikit. Pulang lah susunan kita, pulang nak susun macam ni. Sorry. Ni kita taruh sini, besar sikit. So dapat. Saya saja buatkan ni. Kat atas ni kita buat satu yang special sikit. Kita letak kita buat tak garisan lah. Tak garisan. Alamak, saya ingat garisan saya. Alamak. Alah, kita kecilkan sikit. Kita kecilkan dia. Tak payah garisan, delete lah. Kita letak ni lah, kita letak box. Tak box. Kecil okay. Buat ni, kita double click, kita letak. Kita boleh pilih sebenarnya, kita boleh pilih panjang berapa panjang kan. Tapi kita pilih color. Saya nak letak color apa? Saya nak letak color, tak keluar color pula. Color, saya nak letak color hitam. Tak color hitam. Tak keluar sini tapi tak keluar kat sini, tapi macam bila anda buat tu anda nampak lah akan keluar satu window, pilih color. Klik je color apa, saya pilih color hitam. Dan klik OK lah. Kalau tak keluar hitam, saya pilih lah tadi lain. Alah, apa jadi ni? Apa ya? Alah, tak. Oh, dia garisan. Alamak, dia garisan je. Saya ingat ke dia tukar tu color. Dia kat garisan je, tak apalah. Tu garisan je. Tak apalah, anyway. Explore lah sendiri nanti. Tak tambah apa. Tak apalah, okay. Nah, kita tambah lagi. Ni. Gambar. Klik text ni. Tak kat sini. Kita klik dia. Kita klik ni. Tak sini. File found. Tapi klik atas dia. Double klik dia. So kita akan pergi pada ni. Kita pergi pada file ni. Kita akan pergi pada benda ni. Kita pilih cari file. Saya cari. Saya klik file. Nanti dia akan pergi pada window. Dia keluar window dah. Dia akan keluar window. gambar-gambar lah. Carilah gambar-gambar yang sesuai. Dan let's say saya nak tambah. Saya ada jumpa gambar satu ni. Nampak? Saya dah pilih gambar. Saya klik OK. Gambar Daisy Lab. Anda letaklah gambar UMP ke, terpulanglah gambar yang apa pun. Besarkan sikit. Letak gambar di sendiri ke, boleh. Pelan. Okey, dapat lah. Okey, contohlah. Nak buat teks sikit bagi nampak cantik dia teks. Inilah text line. Tempat ni kita letak text line, double click dia. Apa? Virtual instrument station. Okey, dah dapat teks. Okey, keluar macam ni. Tu aja sendirilah. Style dia macam mana? Ya, tag kena buat size ke terpulang lah. Pulang lah. Dapat letak jadi tu. Okey. Settle satu. Oh, gini. Saya dah ada dia. Yang ni kita buat macam ni. Kita buat macam ni. Nampak? Awak nak buat cara. Okey. Nanti garisan tu nanti awak buat sendirilah dia punya ketebalan garisan ni. Nak buat tebal kita boleh lah, boleh adjust. Dan okey, nampak? Tak keluar lagi kita punya graf. Double click dia. Nampak? Kat sinilah kepentingan kita label tadi. Dan kita carilah, pilih. Pilih. Dia keluar dia keluar nama kat sini. Awak klik kat sini. Klik kat sini, dia akan keluar. Kat sini tak keluar ni. Tak keluar tapi dalam video dalam ni dia keluar. Dalam video tak keluar tapi dalam you punya software tu dia keluar. So pilihlah tak apa, nak tak yang tu tadi slider frekuensi. Nama dia frekuensi. Slider keluar. Nampak dia keluar. Dia keluar slider. Nanti awak cari cara lah macam nak tukar ni slider kosong ni kepada ni. Tekan ni. Double klik yang ni. Dia pilih yang ni chart gen 1. Okey. Yang ni chart gen 2. Okey. Yang ni chart gen 1 plus gen 2 before filter. Ini saya menambah tadi. Ni. Okey. Yang ni gen 1 plus gen 2 after filter. Senang saya cari pasal saya dah tahu, saya dah label, senang cari. Alright, so saya ni, nampak. So semua dah ada. Kita run balik kita punya ni. Tak payah tengok dah kita worksheet tadi. Worksheet dia kalau kita nak set up, tengok worksheet balik. Tapi sekarang ni we're not gonna set up anything. We just run the software and then see what happen. See? Now you have your own software. You can sell it. Imagine that you put your apa nama? Microphone you go and capture all this data. See dekat saya punya bilik ni ada compressor. So just put a sensor kat situ, microphone. Kalau ada yang panjang kabel panjang letak kat situ. Then you can monitor dekat you punya bilik. Ataupun let's say kan sekarang network sistem network ni by using network, you put komputer dekat dalam bilik tu, dekat bilik kompresor, you can access the komputer from anywhere dalam network tu. Macam kalau dalam UMP, we are in a UMP, within UMP network, we can search that computer that we already locate. You can put the computer inside the compressor room, so we can access the data lah. You can see real time. This is a real time. Let's say I change now. Tadi jangan ingat filter tadi kita filter dekat 100. Kita filter 1 Hz. Let's say saya change this one. Ini yang after filter, this one before filter. Yang ni 10 Hz. Yang ni 1 Hz. Then you slide up maximum here. See? Yang after filter it becoming same as this one, yang original filter, yang without ni signal imagine this one ni apa kata apa? Noise level. This noise level. Now kita kurangkan noise sikit. Dia appear lah. Dia appear. So filter tu membantu kita eliminate noise that above than 100, or for this case yalah 100 Hz lah, pasal kita set, walaupun kita try to eliminate 100 Hz tapi kita kena set lower than that, otherwise it still capture 100 Hz. So kita set tadi berapa tadi, kalau yang masih ingat 70 70 Hz. So that's it. Cukup untuk hari ni. So try with your own microphone. You filter the signal. Let's say signal signal apa-apalah, signal yang mungkin you boleh buat signal generator, guna apa-apalah, sound generator. You bercakap and you find you get another signal outside non-noise. You try to filter the signal. So untuk hari ni, untuk for today as an introduction lah. So next week kita akan buat further lagi in detail berkenaan dengan software ni. So next week we're gonna add switching. You can have a few layouts, maybe 2-3 layouts. We're gonna switch between layout to layout, and then also we're gonna see the spectrum view, the spectrum view of the signal. Okay, itu saja untuk hari ini. Saya rasa sebelum tu nak tengok attendance sikit. Ada chat dah, ada tengah install lagi. Masing-masing dah siap install ke?
Dah.
Okay, dah. Boleh try lah. Saya nanti video ni akan available petang ni ke sikit, dia akan available dalam YouTube. Saya akan paste link dalam ni, nanti you boleh tengok lah balik. Tapi saya rasa you are intelligent enough untuk explore by yourself. Boleh buat sendiri, boleh explore sendiri sebenarnya. Yang saya tunjuk ni just simple guide lah. Dan saya akan upload juga apa nama nota, so anda boleh refer. Apa lagi ya? Kau nak tanya? Saya ada 10 minit lagi ni. Kau nak tanya boleh tanya. Okay, kalau tak ada apa-apa, kita okay. Untuk amal ni, for lab, we have I will give you two task. Okay, nanti saya akan upload task ni dekat dalam chat room. Dia punya ada dua benda yang kita nak. Pertama, saya nak basically report lah. Saya nak report. Dan report tu nak dua. Satu saya nak worksheet, dan satu saya nak layout view, dan a few discussion lah. Okay, saya rasa itu saja untuk kita punya kelas hari ini. Terima kasih pada perhatian. Saya rasa tak datang ni. Apa tak datang? Saya capture screen dulu. 1, 2, 3. 8 orang. Ada 2 orang tak datang. Okay. Baik, saya capture screen. So save attendance. Okay. So itu saja untuk hari ini. Saya ucapkan terima kasih pada hadir. Kita jumpa lagi pada minggu depan. Kalau ada tambahan video lain, saya akan buat satu lagi video lain untuk Daisy Lab saja. So sekian, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum. Jumpa lagi.